Terry Blackman's wife, Vicki, is in end-stage liver failure. And as her primary caregiver, he knows how difficult it can be to support a loved one who wishes to live out their final days at home.
I guess I've been a caregiver now for about 6 months, but about 6 weeks ago, I was starting to get very tired. I would be up 3 or 4 times in the middle of the night getting her something to drink or helping her go to the washroom or whatever. And I just was getting worn down and worn down. And so finally, one Sunday, I just couldn't cope with it anymore. So I actually called 911, got an ambulance, and took her to the hospital. And they admitted her. I think she was there 8 days. And they put down the cause was husband not coping, and which was the truth.
I know that people struggle the most at night. When everyone goes to bed, the doctors aren't available, the nurses are sleeping, although they're on call and the clients know they can call them, but nobody likes to wake someone if they don't have to. And everything gets quiet and dark. And I find that the restlessness for clients often sort of surfaces. They feel maybe more frightened, maybe less secure. What's going to happen? What if something does happen? What happens then? Family members are tired, and so caregivers are trying to rest, usually on a couch close by, not in their bed, properly sleeping, and so both end up being awake a lot of the time.
There was times when when I would get very tired, and then I would get almost angry, resentful at requests for something to drink or requests to go to the bathroom, and everything was getting on my nerves. Well, I don't have that problem right now, thanks to this eShift.
eShift is a new program funded by the South West Local Health Integration Network and coordinated through the South West Community Care Access Center. It means that specially trained or enhanced personal support workers, also known as EPSWs, are able to support people like Vicki in their homes overnight. The EPSWs are connected via an iPhone application to a registered nurse throughout their entire shift.
This is our iPhone. This is how we communicate with the delegating nurses at night, so we're never alone. So if we do have a question or we have a concern, we've always got the delegating nurse on the other end, where we can send her a text and ask her a question. She can answer our questions or any concerns we might have, or if we have any concerns, we can ask her. And
it's like having a nurse available 8 hours a day, but in fact, you've got a trained support worker there helping out.
So I think that the technology really enables that constant conversation and communication back and forth. In fact, the delegating nurse can ask the EPSW, can you just give your phone to the client and let me just explain something to her directly or him directly? So there's communication by electronic, by sending data back and forth, but there's also communication through sort of a chat, which is almost like a MSN chat or whatever, or which is very free and easy, and they can even chat about other things. If it's quiet, they can say, wow, is it ever snowing? And so there's a being together, not being alone. And then, of course, there's the phone. So you can always talk on the phone. I think it's the most exciting program that I've ever led in 40 years of nursing. So that's pretty exciting.
I think the girls we have are tremendous. Every one of them are nice. I haven't had a single problem. And I sleep better than I have in a long time. Just, either 6 to 8 hours sometimes. I go to sleep when they get here, and sometimes they got to wake me up and tell me they're leaving. That's how well I've slept. So.
They'll do anything. At nighttime, it's just wonderful. Even I get up some nights and I can't sleep and I can't.
Yeah, a few times she's got up at night and they've got her a bowl of cereal. I don't know anything about it. They tell me when I get up in the morning.
No, I think in the past, clients have always felt that with illness that they are very much a burden on their family, whether it be a husband caring for a wife or vice versa. And then oftentimes the children have been brought into the equation. And the clients just feel like such a burden on their family. And I think that's why, proof has shown that you know, clients did have to go back to the hospital in the end stages of their illness, just because, you know, family were not able to support them in the way that they felt they could, and that they just felt like there was such a burden, and they just, you know, that was just the equation. So I think this has really given opportunities for the family to be fully supported by all the parties involved, and making that a choice of being able to stay at home until the last days of life.
And it's just made a huge difference, huge difference. I get a full night's sleep. I'm rested during the day, so that I am able to look after my wife, Vicki. And so she's getting good service at night, and I'm giving her better service during the day.